I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. They had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. The chief policeman here at the airport when I arrived, they were there, right there at the steps. He said he was violating the law. Yeah, we're violating the law. He said, we're tired of our white and black leaders, Jackie and Martin and Bobby being killed. We're going to protect this man right here. They didn't arrest one of them. Because they said if you arrest one, then someone's going to die. Because we are ready to kill. By all means, black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby. It's pretty. I always say to my brothers and sisters, they don't worry about the white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race. That's it. Black is beautiful. Black all means dignity. Means we're going to walk side by side with you, or through you. We're going to be with dignity and integrity. We don't want any more than you have, and we're not going to accept any less than you have. That's my enough.
I will never say that progress is being made. If you take a knife and my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's below me. And they haven't even begun to pull the knife out, much less trying to heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife was there.
Yeah, this brother out there jumping in the pool, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. You know, I believe him. So all you gotta do is get that woman to come to the court, and they should be letting him go. And they should be giving them a little extra. They shouldn't say, "Okay, we're gonna drop that charge. We're gonna give you 5 years though for breaking out." Man, how you gonna give somebody 5 years if he was innocent from the beginning? Come on, man, give me a break on that junk. You know. So yeah, out of Louisiana. Antoine Massey, one of 10 escaped prisoners, was captured and, taken back to their slave quarters. You know, they got the slave quarters down there for you and I, 13th Amendment, and don't forget it. So, this ain't no joke out here. This the real deal, you know? So, we got to look out for each other, you know? We can't be, oh, yeah, that's right. Antoine Massey said that the lady that accused him of that BS was mad because he was seeing another woman. Ain't that always the way? Shh, come on, man. And now she probably gonna be scared to spill the beans and say, "Nah, it was all BS," you know, because they're gonna say, "Oh, really?" Haha. Well, guess what? We got to sell for you too, you know. For those that like to spin false narratives, if you are caught in spinning the false narrative, you will be the one behind bars, and that ain't no misdemeanor. That's a felony. So somebody, it's always a liar out there. You know what I'm saying? They either try to disgrace or defame your character, and that's a lawsuit. Don't get it twisted. I done figured out a new way to crash out. I'm gonna crash out with the lawyer. I'm gonna have the lawyer crash out for me on the next go round. You know, I think I got him shook though. It was like, yo, say this ain't gonna work out how you think it's gonna work out. So you can sit at the window with 911 on speed dial because I ain't coming when you think I'm coming. I'm coming when I get ready to come. But see, that's the stupid stuff. I'm gonna have one of my old lawyers send that dude to serve you. You know, say you have just been served. Yeah, yeah, man. So I hope Antoine Massey get up out of there, you know, and all the other innocent brothers and sisters that's behind them walls get up out of there, you know. Like they've been holding our brother the sword for phew, I think like 10 years past the sentencing time, you know. See, that's why you got to you got to zip your lip, you know. You can't tell them everything all the time, you know what I mean? You got to say, say, wait a minute, homeboy riding down the street in a convertible Mercedes, you know, doing 110. Ha ha. Said, what up? You know? Said, did you hit the lottery? Or did you run into a rich woman? What happened? I'm like, man, don't worry about what happened. You know, don't worry about what happened. All I know is I don't feel comfortable. Memoirs of a Black Panther. I don't feel comfortable pulling up to the displaced people and giving out pizzas from a convertible, you know, and dress fly as hell, you know. See, that ain't suit me right, you know. Kind of got to downgrade my game a little bit so I can go sit in the park with them, you know. Just one of the people, you know what I'm saying? Because by the grace of God, go I, you know. I've been there, you know. I've been there and did that. So yeah, a real testimony on this Sabbath. You know, um, man, I'm telling you now, went from nothing to something. You know, not saying I'm something, saying went from nothing into something. You know, I mean, come on, let's be for real now. You know, say I wouldn't even had nothing. Say I had a good hustle though, you know. My hustle was strong, you know. My hustle was strong to the break of dawn. Black power, brother. Shaka, what's happening? Come on the stage with me if you like, brother. Um, this thing is clocking in and out. I sent invites to everybody to jump on the StreamYard with me. That damn thing not letting me go live though. But it's okay though. I got it on record. Record only is good sometimes. That way, if somebody come up here messing around and joking around, I can delete the whole thing, or I can make them disappear like I'm who got daggone Deanie, you know? And yeah. So recap. Antoine Massey was captured yesterday at an Airbnb only 2 miles from where the jail was. I'm like, man, you'd have had to come get me from Tijuana, you know? And for those that don't know, a brother and sister went live, and they was in they took a nice vacation, and they said they couldn't get back on the airplane and come back, because they're like, yo, once you leave, it's gonna be hard to get back up in here. But man, I'm like, I'm in Acapulco. Goodness gracious, why would I want to come back? Call my job and say, man, they done forced me to stay in Acapulco. They like, man, ain't nobody force you to stay in Acapulco. Ain't nobody gotta force you to stay in Acapulco. And that's for a show. Because I was really thinking about it. I say, you know what? I up my game on my Spanish. Well, it's too late now. Me speak un poquito. And got somebody out there that speak fluent Spanish. He be like, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. They say, send him back. He from the hood. See, and then you got to go up and you like Trump said, he want the worst of the worst out of here. So I just walk down the street and find somebody and smack the hell out of him. And he said, all right, he's going to be deported to Acapulco. And I'm like, all right now. Hell yeah. I don't know how y'all looking at it. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, shoot, I wish you would accidentally deport me. I'm telling you now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to the bullfights. I'm going to the bullfights, man. And then I'm going to go and get me some beans and rice and have a good old time. And I'm going to convince them people that I'm the reincarnation of Pancho God doggone Villa. I don't do no cursing on here because I ain't trying to get shut down. Because y'all got to look at it like this. One of us make it, we all make it. You know what I'm saying? One make it, we all make it. Ain't no crab in a barrel mentality up in this here. We're not trying to pull each other down. We trying to push each other up to the top of that barrel so the one at the top can grab the one at the bottom and pull them up. Yeah. We got to stop pulling each other down. We got to pull each other up. Because in these days and times, man, come on, that's the real black power. We had real black power up in here. They be hitting the cash app left and right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then look at who the real revolutionaries are. Don't let me get crashing out up in this joint, because I'll crash out in this joint. The real revolutionaries, we ain't worried about making it a business. They're like, oh, I gotta go and say, have my hat in my hand. I actually got my hat in my hand, just for y'all don't see it, but I actually got my hat in my hand. And you go, yes. Matter of fact, Dr. Collins said it. He said, what, I'm going to go to the oppressors and say, excuse me, Mr. Oppressor, can you help me and my people? Can you help me go up so the people go up? You're like, you got to be kidding me. I'm trying to get, excuse me, Mr. Oppressor, I'm trying to get enough money to, buy some of these buildings out here so that I can place some displaced families in them, Yeah, and enough time, ain't it? I've had enough watching our people be scattered to the wind. Our people scattered to the wind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to take the families apart, You say, take the women over there, take the men over there, and take your dogs and cats and frogs and dogs and all your pets over to the Humane Society so that they can euthanize them. No, that's not how it's going to go down. We get the bag. I got a plan, man. A lot of displaced people. As a matter of fact, let's put it like this here. I remember the statistics. The life expectancy for the displaced is like 47 years old. They don't even make it to 50. You know what I mean? Can't even make it to 50 years old out there, you know? And they're out there living in tents in the wintertime. I asked one too. Well, I asked a guy, say, yo, why don't you just go down to the shelter? He said, well, some people actually want it on little minor petty stuff, you know, that really don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't show up for court you know, because he cussed the cop out and now he got to go to court. He ain't show up to court. There's a bench warrant. And now he behind some bars. Or he ain't behind bars, but they want it. So he trying to go up in no daggone place where they going to fingerprint him and let me get a application and you know, what's your birthday, your social security number, and let me take a picture of, you know, and now I'm gonna send that, and you know they on that snitch time, so they gonna send that right to the man, and then they'll be standing over brother bed when he wake up. You know what I mean? So we don't want our people to go through none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we can all be self-sufficient, you know, and we want housing, like the party say, we want housing fit for decent housing fit for human beings, you know, not housing that's made for rats and roaches. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even take care of these places. They don't take care of our people. So if we don't take care of ourselves, nobody will. You know what I mean? So it looked like nobody will, you know? So while we're hunting for the great American dream, you know, say we want to all get that bag of reparations. Yes, I want the bag of reparations, but in the meantime, I don't want my people starving while we waiting on the big bag. Give me the little bag. I'll take the little bag and I'll give it to the people, you know? See, God ain't going to put it in the hands of somebody who's going to go out here and buy themselves a Rolls Royce or buy themselves I know this going to hit because I know some people that's driving them, the Mercedes wagons, you know. So he's not going to give it to somebody who's going to go out here and buy a $50,000 car. You know, they're going to give it to somebody who riding a bike, riding a bus, need a ride. You know, I need a ride. You know, I felt bad about pulling up on displaced people. Some people call them homeless. We don't call them homeless because God did not create no man to be without a home of some sort, you know. Nobody should have to be homeless and be displaced out here, you know. I've been there, done that, you know. And I'm one of the people that wasn't wanted, but still didn't stay in no shelter, you know. I'm good up underneath of these stairs, you know what I mean? Say I ain't got nothing but my jacket, you know. I'm pulling the jacket up over my shoulder, put my arm inside, you know what I'm saying? Curling up, you know what I mean? Cold in a mug, you know, putting the hat down over your head, you know what I'm saying? So you got to go up to the roof and stay right there by the roof steps, you know, because, you know, people going to come down the steps in the morning and you don't want to come and pass you. Say, hey, you're not supposed to be here. I know we ain't supposed to be nowhere. You know, we supposed to be invisible, you know. So what they doing now, they taking our people that's in tents and telling me you can't even be in a tent. Man, please give me a break with that BS. I can't take it no more, you know. So personally, I'm trying to go up for our people. So when I put that little thing on, when I send everybody an invite, it's still open too. And we said we don't use the C word or the N word up in here. You know why? Because they're gonna shut us down. And when they shut us down, y'all ain't gonna know what's happening. You know? Because I be watching you know, like the old newsmen used to do. They get the ticker tape. They get it as it's coming in. You know what I mean? I missed Antoine Massey last night. You know, I was like, you know, 3-4 hours behind, but we ain't never late. We on God's time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, some people ain't watching their news. Some people is watching us, and we not the news. See, this is not news. This is entertainment. I want to. I want to be the entertainment. Play the music. Be like Sanford and Son. Tell some jokes up in this place. Sometimes when I ain't, like I am right now. See, I'm on some serious time right now. But I'll get back to it. Nobody laughs at my jokes most of the time anyway, so it really don't even matter. The only time they laughed at my jokes was when I went into a comedy club and the guy he wasn't funny at all. So I just took Memoirs of a Black Panther. I was like, I'm talking from the audience, right? And I was like, come on, man, tell some real jokes, And he made the ultimate mistake. He said, you think you can do better? I said, you damn right. He said, well, come on up here and do better then. Man, I tricked him. I went up and grabbed the microphone and went back to my seat. And when he went to the mic stand, he's like, dude took my mic. That's you. And I started talking to him from the audience. I said, you damn right I took your mic. I said, you getting paid to stand up there. Pay me, I'll stand up there too. I said, but in the meantime, I'm a rag on you from right here. Everybody started cracking up. And then I say, I know how we can have racial harmony in America. I say, now, when black folks, when we go in y'all neighborhoods, y'all need to stop calling the police on us. They start laughing. And I say, and black folks, when y'all go in their neighborhoods, stop breaking in their houses. They like cracked up. But anyway, we ain't on joke time tonight. We on some serious time tonight because it's just too much happening. I can't just get the point across first that the goal is to lift my people up. Somebody got to be up. Black Moses. Hell yeah. Order in the court. Yeah. Order in the court. Somebody got, man, I hope I didn't break this thing. Hold on. Make sure. Yeah, that part worked. Let's see. Hold on. It's all good. I don't need to be tasing stuff off into the air anyway, But yeah, the main goal, the main objective is our people need to be free. You know what I mean? We need to be free from poverty. We need to be free from police brutality. We need to patrol our own neighborhoods. We need to patrol the police, in our neighborhoods. They should be surrounded by us and not a bunch of, I ain't going to say it, not a bunch of, what's a nice word? Oh, God. I don't got nice words. I got the real words. It's like we need people who are willing to stand up and fight, and snatch our people back out their arms, out of their clutches. The ICE go into a black neighborhood and start snatching black folks, and y'all gonna stand there and film them? No way. Take the phone and throw it at their asses. That's what I say. And excuse me for using any kind of explicitives, because we ain't here for that. I ain't here for that. It looked like this daggone look like the Facebook trying to shut down every 5 minutes, every 5 seconds. It then shut down, come back up, but it's all good, It means that they must be doing something right, I love your show, Shaka. That's the one brother that I always, man, I will cancel my thing to watch yours. And I've done it. I'm like, man, I'm supposed to be on. And some people call me and say, hey, well, what's going on? Why are you so late? I said, man, I'm watching Shaka. What are you talking about? He giving us the real scoop, And speaking of real scoop, let's keep bringing it, a recap, because while everybody's getting all into man, like these other shows, which I ain't gonna advertise them, because they ain't advertising us, So when they got their little shows where everybody come on there and that be given what do you call it, snitching on themselves. They on there snitching on themselves. you know, and then they wind up wondering why did they go to jail? And they want to blame it on the person who podcast they went on. And maybe he was a psychology major and just psyched you into telling on yourself. You know, like Vlad, for instance, Vlad ain't forced nobody to answer them questions. They was braggadocious. Black Joe, brother, Black Power. I mean, power to the team and power to the tribe. And Black Powerful, glad to have you here. I'm just telling the people that we gotta have that. We gotta go up. We can't have that crab in the barrel mentality. You know, I don't know what happened. I was like, I was trying to go live, but I'm in record only mode. But that's good though. That means anything mess up, we still rocking it. Damn, my Facebook just went off too. I might have to open that joint back up. But yeah, we on record mode only. We ain't live, but that's a good thing because I can edit. You know, I can even edit out some of the stuff I've been saying. You know, like corny jokes. But no, it ain't joke time. It's the real time. You know. Yeah, Black Power, brother. What's happening?
That's what I was trying to figure out. What happened? What was going on?
Yeah, I was like, goodness gracious! I told you earlier that it's like I don't know. It's like somebody sabotaging some stuff because I tried to. I put on live. I said go live, right? And then I'm like, well, I'm in somebody else's studio. I don't want to be in somebody else's studio when I go live. You know, so I just went on my other channel and just went live. So we recording on here though. That's a good thing. Yeah, you should do it like that more often. You know what I mean? I said
Yeah.
that's a good thing. That way, if anybody come on say the wrong thing, they ain't gonna get us shut down because I will be like Houdini and make it disappear.
Sure indeed. I
Yeah,
keep telling you. I keep telling you.
yeah. So we live back again on my Open Mind channel. It shut down on me. I don't know why, but I brought it right back up. You know. So hey, I'm like, so what's going on, brother? Tell us something good. I know you're a wealth of information for the people. I mean, for the tribe. And shoot, what should I? What did I miss? Because I'm about to cover some bases. I was talking about Antoine Massey a little bit. So what do you think about Antoine Massey? You think the brother's guilty, innocent, or we should get him what do you call it? GoFundMe?
I don't like that too much time be wasted on things like Antoine Massey.
Yeah. Well, he pleaded his case so well, I believe him. You know, I'm like, man, because he said that a woman accused him of something he wasn't even in town. He wasn't even around. Said the reason
Man,
he said that
huh?
was his girlfriend, and she got jealous because he was seeing another woman. Yeah.
Yeah, you shave a zebra, you shave a tiger, and then you realize the skin the same color as the stripes.
Okay. So I'm just covering it all, you know, and just it's almost like they're throwing a curveball on a lot of stuff, you know, all this like, you know, let's pay attention to Diddy, so we're not paying attention to what Ryan Hinton, you know, everybody.
Told Negroes at first about Diddy. They got him on drug trafficking. So all this is a humiliation ritual. So that's a waste of time too. Another waste of time.
Yeah. So here it is. They got a man. I'm
Ryan, the Hilton dude, another waste of time. His family say they watched him get in the car and they were following him when he hit that cop. Wasn't no second driver. His family testified to that. That's the third waste of time. You see the problem with the community is they waste time.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, somebody was trying to say, well, like he had a white woman in the car. There's no white woman in the car. Come on, you know, shit.
Right.
That man.
So all the debating over Hilton, all the debating over Massey, and anything else that is a definitive answer for is a waste of time, and it ain't being focused on the people. Like shit, stuff like restaurants and certain supermarkets throw out food way before its time is expired. Why come Negroes the time that they wasting they could be intercepting their food and feeding their people.
Yeah, feed the people. That's exactly what I'm sitting here talking about. That's my goal.
So
Uh,
so
yeah.
so that's why I take a step back, and that's why I be like, listen, man, because over the last 20 years, this is all I watched, wasting time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like here's something over here we should be paying attention to, and we don't pay no attention to it at all. And hey, I saw Trump when he said that when you born, the being born here was for black folks as slaves. That was for us. It wasn't for just anybody coming to this country and drop off babies and say now you're American citizen.
And
He
black
ain't.
and you got certain black folk that man, he said that dude can't do nothing right. So
Hmm.
another
Yeah,
waste of time. When
yeah.
when I heard black folk mad at the Iran strike, when Iran been threatening to turn New York into a glass parking lot the last 30 years, but
Yeah.
a lot of these folks that's pushing these agendas, they ain't been they less than 30 years old, so they don't know. Like, and the killing part is the people around them that are older than them, they do know, and they give them a platform and give them the mic. So when I say I sit back and I just protect my tribe, and I'm willing to just watch this thing collapse. Because even when you say something, you get backlash. You
Mhm.
tell a person about they YN kids with switches, you get backlash. You tell a person you seen a teenage daughter out there horning it out, getting in and out of grown men cars, you get backlash. So now that whole it take a village to raise a child, they ruined it. So now it's like every man for himself. That's why me, my
Mhm.
motto.
Yeah, power to the team, tribe.
That's
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, I'm like, I got it today. I really got it today. It's like, man, I got it today. I told you about that preacher just came out of nowhere and pinned a medal on me saying, "Wear the whole armor of God." I was like, wow. So you just don't know. You brought that to the right person. You know?
And we in a day and age of where everybody, male and female, is proclaiming themselves to be demons and doing demonic activity. You better be careful who you let in your circle and who touch you. I don't care what he look like he represent.
Yeah, true that. True that. The devil come looking just like that. Yeah, absolutely. But that wasn't where I got the message from. Where I got the message was the reminder of Christ, Yeshua, the black one, not that picture that Michelangelo did of Sergio Borgia's nephew. That was fake stuff to take, like you say, the distraction. That was the distraction to say, "Oh man, that ain't no such thing." Well, really, there ain't no such thing. But if they want to say, "Oh, what about the?" Anyway, I ain't even gonna go biblical. I just say that what I got today, it blew me away. It's like not my will, but your will. When we was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he say, "Hey, take this cup out of my hand." Take. I don't know. So I don't know if I want to do this. And he said, "But not my will, but your will be done." So not,
Mhm.
but
That, that's why I don't ask him to point me in no direction to help nobody. If he want me to help somebody, he give me a signal. I apply what I know.
yeah,
Either they accept the help or they don't. And if they don't, mission complete. I did what was asked of me, what was told of me.
that's right. That's right. Say, hey, we put the message out. Say we can't force nobody to do what they ain't gonna do. That's why I was telling people a minute ago. Everybody want the big bag of reparations, while our people are still living in slums and poverty. I'll take the little bag and pull them up out of there if I can. I mean, the ones I can. Can't do them all. I mean, you get a family building where you can put black families in there, displaced families in there, instead of saying, send your brothers and sisters, send your brothers and sons over here, send your mothers and daughters over here. Now you successfully broke the family up again. Can't take it, man. I'm telling you. So, yeah, they got what? They snitch platforms honoring criminality, criminal mindset. And it's like, yo, that's what we got to look forward to? No. Uh-uh.
That's what the community champion. So there you go. The community don't take a stance and say no. So there you go. Majority rules, hive mind.
Hmm. Well, like I said, they need a Moses. Need a real Moses to say, hey, look, we're not going to talk till we blue in the face on something that we might get, might not get. Dr. Collins said we're going to have to take our reparations if we want some reparations. Shoot. But one thing for
And
sure. Yes, sir.
folks sit back and let too many people screw them over. Like for it to be pointed out in California that the CBC and the tethers below the CBC were selling out Black Americans for $5,000 a head, and no one did anything. Yeah, I
Mm,
don't even care at this point, bro.
man, I'm telling you. It's like, goodness gracious. Don't they
To
know?
know that the dude in the Green Party that was talking to black folk on the West Coast, he's not concerned about gun rights, but he's concerned about that fire. Listen, I don't care if it was $200 a head. The repercussions to black folk getting reparations is violence aimed at black folk.
Mm-hmm. Be
If
like,
you can't protect yourself, what's the purpose?
gonna be like Tulsa. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well-to-do black folks making good money and owning businesses and restaurants and everything, and what they come and same old narrative. Maybe whistled at a white girl or something like that. There, next thing you know, they want to lynch him, and now they done killed everybody in the town. Shoot. Why
First
go?
thing happened to the Negro was the liberal, progressive, all-inclusive mindset. When that happened, it's over. You got to look at it. The Negro welcomes everybody to the cookout, and no one welcomes the Negro to their gatherings.
Yeah. Man, it happened to me earlier. Actually, I ain't mentioned it, but I went in. I was like, I got insurance on my phone. I'm gonna replace my phone without their help. But I said, let me go in there in where they sell the phones at. I was like, and I was really kind of like, I ain't gonna ask nobody nothing. I'm standing here for a minute, and then a couple from another country they came in. I ain't gonna say what country, but they wasn't American. They came in. It's like, can I help you? And it's like, and somebody else came in, American. Can I help you? And then I'm sitting there looking at dude. He said, can I help you? I said, no, you can't help me. Nope, you can't help me. Yeah, you can't help me do nothing at this point. I said, you can help me with one thing. How come you ain't come over to me and say, can I help you when I first walked in? How come I gotta be third when I was first? And he just standing there looking at me. He said, well, what can I do for you? I said, what you can do for me is answer that question. But anyway, it ain't about me, it's uh about us, about like-minded people getting where we gotta go. You know what I mean? Because I'm tired of sitting still, and then I'm tired of people coming on that will sabotage us just so that they can get their frustrations out. No, not here. It's like, man, if I wasn't bringing it, they probably wouldn't have even known about, well, I wouldn't have personally known about Antoine Massey. I know you knew right when it happened, you know? And when Trump fired them missiles at six nuclear facilities in Iran, was it Iraq? Was it Tehran? Where you shooting things at? I forget.
Iran.
Iran. So I'm like, when the missiles struck, and they say Trump coming on, and I'm like, yo, I catch him right when he coming on. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, I mean, I'm looking at the ticker tape. Yeah, you know, and some people is just blessed enough to say, hey, did you know what what's going on? I'm like, what? What's happening? You know? And what we say, got to get water, non-perishable food. Ain't nobody said nothing about that, but I'm gonna throw that in because if the electric grid go down, I done ordered up a lot of water, but still, I got the oodles and noodles. I don't know how I'm gonna cook them with no electricity. Oh, when 100-degree weather, that'll do it. Sit it outside. Yeah, that might work. But still, are we gonna survive this stuff? You know, shoot, man. Oh man, I'm like,
Most people think they're gonna survive anything that come by taking from others.
oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's the plan. Say those who have, they're gonna, like you got a garden or something. You better guard that joint. They gonna be starving. It's biblical. It's,
It's
nat-
the same way people, family members, will go rob somebody, die robbing somebody, and then the family members go complain and want to sue the people that defended themselves against their family members.
yeah, you gotta be careful on that too. They a lot of jealousy out there. Yeah, they
Yep.
only see their own family members go up. And tear them down too. Man, I don't know. Like I don't keep getting up. Shoot. So we get, somebody gotta lead by example. Shoot, and then get the people to the promised land. Those that want to go, and those that ain't listening, they can. Matter of fact, that's why Noah didn't have a whole bunch of people on the ark. They wasn't listening. They saw the man building the ark. He getting ready. It's like spirit. It might not have been ark. It's just like a metaphor. He getting ready, and everybody else is, they partying. They doing the Sodom and Gomorrah Diddy parties while he over here with his family getting ready to get up out of here. So
And Noah was told to do something and he did it. He didn't go the extra mile to save, no extra nothing. He was
yeah,
told to do one assignment and he did it. And after he did that assignment, he was done.
yeah. And then something like a learning experience, you gotta like with Jonah. Matter of fact, somebody said, "Why? Well, why'd you come?" I said, "I came like Jonah. And I ain't want to be swallowed up by the whale, so I just came on to Nineveh. But I was like, Nineveh don't listen. I said, but hey, you ain't asked me all that. You just said go to Nineveh, so I went to Nineveh.
Scientifically, if a whale swallow you, you die because of stomach acid. There's no ride. You will drown in bile.
Uh-huh. Well, what I'm saying is all a metaphor of he was supposed to go somewhere and God picked him up and made him go. you know, he got dropped off. And then it shows how the people's faith was back then. Because he said when the winds was picking up and the ship getting tossed around, he said, hey, the reason it's happening is because God mad at me because I'm supposed to go the other way. And they threw his ass off the ship. It's like, really? Well, if God mad at you, we don't let him the ship sink because of you. They tossed him off the ship. All metaphorically, maybe,
Uh,
maybe. I can't say it was metaphorical if I wasn't there, but hey, that's how I'm looking at it. And just like you said, the whale, you ain't gonna survive in no whale anyway. Not no, what was it? Damn, that was a long ride. you know,
exactly. Long enough to be digested.
Yeah, long enough to get digested. Exactly. So I'm just saying the message I got was not my will but his. So I'm praying on it and we'll see what the next flip of the script is. But one thing for sure, I'm not gonna let my people go into no burning houses. I've already been in them burning houses, down in Nineveh. I went to Nineveh. I went right in the burning house and sat there comfortable you know, and just say, something don't feel right, this don't feel right. So I'm like, okay. I said that wasn't my original thought was go out here and continue the work that Malcolm started. Continue the bills that Adam Clayton Powell started, and when Malcolm called Dr. King out. He said, "Hey, you got these Negro leaders out here that's getting a bag and leading our people where them folks want them to lead them. You know, they don't want them to go. They don't want them to go to where just like the slavery was in the South." But they got people fighting like a mug in Cali. I mean, I salute the efforts, but they fighting in a place where slavery was outlawed. When if you go to Tennessee and Mississippi, and go down the Mississippi River all up and down there, and find the spots where there was shackles, where they did have slave ports, where they did what have our people my people on the auction block. My auntie sent me the flyer. Say it was like 5 women and some children and some men. And she said one of them was your great great granddaddy. I mean great great granddaddy, something like that. I think it was 3 generations. Not even sure, but I know we was there. That
Man,
part.
back then, man, laws only applied to Negroes. Just because it was a law in Cali against slavery, don't mean it wasn't no slaves there. If I can find documentaries of black folk being held in traditional slavery all the way to the 70s, so
Oh, yeah, I've seen it too. But I'm saying, as the majority were in the South. So if I was going to fight for something, I would fight for it in the South. I mean, I am fighting for it, but I mean,
if I was gonna fight for something, no one from outside of this land can put stipulations on what I'm fighting for.
right, yeah, that was our thing, and the 13th Amendment made for us. you
So,
know,
therefore, when American Negroes let these first generation and second generation foreigners come in and speak for them, hey, I take a back seat and I protect my tribe and I keep warm by on this fire that this house is letting off.
mm, mm,
I keep
yeah,
warm from the heat of the burning building that people are willingly relocating into.
yeah. It's like, yo, say my name, you know. Like, come on, man. Following strangers who won't even. Never mind. Order in the court. Order in the court. Let me play this clip real quick here. This is something that came across my desk, and I was like, this is this is interesting. So we pay attention to everything except for what's happening to in our own backyard. So we're so busy looking 1,000 miles away, we can't even see what's in our own backyard. Wait a minute, somebody trying to get in. Let me see who this is. Oh, all right, you dropped off. All right, I got you, Black. All right, let me play this clip real quick. Let me make sure I get the right one. I think this is it. Let me check it out. Nope, that ain't it. That's some music there. Oh, here we go.
34 girls have just upped and vanished in Washington, D.C. You're not talking about it. The news is not talking about it. Why is anybody talking about it? Yesterday, 14 more went missing.
Oh my God.
But for some reason, the missing 34 girls in DC has failed to come across my news feed as breaking news, or I haven't gotten an Amber Alert. So this is my call to people of the world, American people with a soul. We got missing girls. Get the word out, media, news. Y'all need to do something.
Yeah, missing girls right in our own backyard. They're not watching over their youngins, our youngins. They ain't watching over. Too busy doing their own thing, people doing their own thing. And they let the kids just go on out there and do whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then, hey, he ain't come home tonight, but that's okay. He don't come home a lot of nights. Oh, what about the next night? Oh, he'll probably be back in 2 or 3 days, and a week goes by. Yeah, so maybe we got to get the start putting this back out there. I brought this back on my thing if I can find it. Courtesy, etiquette, caring about, what each other's psyche, our feelings, and say, yo, you want people to help, but you just want them to help because you want them to do what you said do. Please give me a break with that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on.
Welcome back to UTL TV, and today I want to say we are not our ancestors enslaved, mentally, physically, or spiritually.
Yeah.
And if y'all ain't been watching the news, man, it went down in Montgomery, Alabama, and I think it was yesterday or the day before or something like that. Don't get me to getting too specific, but it went down. You had a black security guard out there that was, he was controlling the traffic with the boats, man. Basically docking the boats and, getting the ferries lined up so people can get off and people can get on and whatever on the river. And you got these entitled racist white people out there docking a boat in front of the ferry. So when the security guard come out there to tell them to move, they get hostile and aggressive. And they start jumping on the man. I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white people jumping on him. And when this happened, it went up. It went up. You had black people jumping in the water, swimming over there, jumping over the rails, running. Crew members taking off they uniforms, swinging. They throwing white bitches in the water. I'm talking about niggas getting knocked out, boop, beep, left and right. Come on now, y'all can't mess with us when we stand together. The only reason we lose because we would rather go against each other. But these are different times right now.
Y'all hear?
We will not take no disrespect, racism. We definitely not gonna take none of y'all putting y'all hands on none of our brothers and sisters. Not in this day and age.
Given away, no giveaway whatsoever, getting in the car, but clearly you're looking at a very dangerous situation with this car now driving pretty fast with those people clinging on to the side and top of it. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling why they're not stopping to let these people off the car.
Xboxes and stuff, and then give them nothing, and then they want to hang on his car and all kind of stuff, for a freebie. Can't go out there and just get your own. Get a freebie from Aiden Ross.
Basically docking the boats and getting the ferries lined up so people can get off and people can get on and whatever on the river. And you got these entitled racist white people out there docking a boat in front of the ferry. So when the security guard come out there to tell them to move, they get hostile and aggressive. And they start jumping on the man. I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white people.
So we want real black power. We're gonna have to make our own reparations, look out for each other, and stop tearing each other down, and listen to somebody when they give you some sound wisdom, give them some sound wisdom, they rather, I try to say it nicely. We don't look into the facts before we start hooping and hollering. Like everybody say, oh, Trump just pardoned Larry Hoover, when he actually commuted his sentence. You can chime in anytime too. Just us on here. Shabak is supposed to be here. He probably looking for us on the live. He probably created a live. I bet you on the live. But yeah, just like me and Shabaka, I was like, hey, we teaming up, we teaming up. We're gonna make one black network, So mine's on Saturday, his on Tuesday, See who else we can get in here on Monday. Monday, he got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I got Saturday. Shoot, we might just take a day of rest on Sunday. you know. So, but I was looking for the one that said about etiquette. I don't really need the video for it, really. It's like, yo, well, what is, etiquette? And it's like, just to be polite. I found it. Here you go.
Camera video of the moments that led to an officer involved.
Wait a minute, that ain't it. But I wanted to cover that too. Here we go. Let's just cover it all. Here we go. About like I said, Rodney Hinton, when he he the sadness of them shooting his son down. But I mean, he was in a stolen car, he had a gun, so they played that narrative like they always play it. Oh, he got a gun. So what? He got a gun. That's an open carry state. A lot of folks carry guns. I see white folks, especially on these videos where they telling the cop, "I ain't telling you nothing. I ain't giving you nothing." They have a gun on them, and also like bring them in alive. You see that one where the white dude was shooting at the police? They brought him in alive. What'd that say? Man, that's ridiculous. And chime on that because I'm definitely going to play that clip again because I think people forgot. Or maybe I just remind my...
Right complexion for protection.
Yeah. How about that? Snatch us out and beat us down and slam. I said slam an old man down to the ground. And people standing around with phones. They're supposed to take these phones and
that's why when it happened to them, same thing they say to us, I say to them, you should have been obeying the law, you shouldn't have been resisting.
How about that? Yeah, how about that? And matter of fact, let's see. I'm just gonna recap on the Rodney Hinton thing, but I don't really want to recap on that. I want to recap on Ryan Hinton because right here in this clip right here, eyewitness said that, and it showed it too. The cops say he dropped the gun on the pavement and he heard it. He had nothing because the gun was in the grass. The gun was they retrieved the gun from the grass, but still. Yeah, talking about, he was in a whatever they said that position. What was that? You remember what that position was? A bladed position. I don't know what a bladed position is, but it's all
none of that. None of that matters. None of it matters. None of it matters when they violated the plain view doctrine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a lot of people out here that don't know what that is. I've recently looked it up myself, but if you want to elaborate and give them a little education, that'd be great.
Don't do stupid stuff in plain view of police.
Yeah, that's the simple version right there. So if you open up your door and you're talking to a cop and you got a big pile of cocaine on the table and guns on the table, hey, he can walk right on in, Simple.
Sleep in a car. If you sleep in a car that you fail to make payments on that you still owe money on, and they report it's stolen because it's a GPS tracker in there, and you sleep in the car with your gun out, and police walk up on the car and see that, they liable to play hostile with you and trick you out your life.
Yeah. Be like, he pulled a gun. He was asleep when you killed him. Matter of fact, they killed the dude. You remember they killed that guy in a fast food drive-through. He was asleep, and they killed him. I think didn't they kill him in the drive-through? You remember that one?
It was a black man got killed in the drive-through.
Yeah, while he sleep. Like, come on, man. You mean tell me you gonna kill this man? All he did was buy a chicken McNugget and fries and fell asleep. Shit. Man, it's too much. sometimes. But yeah, to get back to our people wising up and do the right thing and not be criminals. And then it's like now we got something to fight with. Now you done provided a stick. You know what I mean? Say here's somebody ain't got no record, ain't got no gun, and he just got shot down like a mangy dog. So man, they have more sympathy for the dog. They put the dog in the kennel for 30 days. He don't get picked up, then they euthanize him. That's why I want to get shelters for families, See, people living in tents with their dog because they can't go in a shelter with their dog, you know? So it should have a place for them. I've been in that position. Nowhere to go, got dogs. And I was like, shoot, if I can't take care of myself, well, I'll take the dog and say, here, buddy of mine, he got a farm. His family got a farm. I was like, here, take my dog to the farm until things get better. Matter of fact, I had was a Japanese Akita. That dog was gonna be huge. I had him as a puppy, had big paws, And so the man at the restaurant, matter of fact, hey, he was from Argentina, and I come by there, and he got me used to one thing I can say in Spanish real good is arroz con pollo, chicken and rice. Yeah. He said, you want some arroz con pollo? I said, yeah, man, I ain't got no money. He said, I don't even sweat it. He's like, he hooking me up. And he seen me with that dog. He said, let me buy that dog. And I said, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, till I get where I'm supposed to be. And I still ain't where I'm still. No, I take that back. I'm there. But if I'm going to go out here and get some leg work in, can't leave the dog in the house by itself. You got to walk them, you got to have water, fresh water, not no bucket of water I'll leave mine a bucket of water because I was like, if anything go wrong, he got a bucket of food and a bucket of water, and I got friends that I can tell them where that spare key at. So I had that covered. But now it's like, the only thing stopping me now is I might want to go to the city council meetings and get some stuff done. Matter of fact, we did get some stuff down in down there in Roxborough and Spartanburg, whereas they killed man, the names is slipping right now, but I'm just say the story instead of the names. They killed a young brother who was just walking down the street, didn't have no weapons and nothing. They didn't kill him on the street. What they did was they locked him up and then they tased him and tased him and tased him. And the coroner said that they actually cut the tase marks off of them, the burn marks off of them to hide their dirty deeds. They didn't want to give up the footage. And we had a team go down there and get the what do you call it? Not the color of law, but the that other thing, filling out the paperwork to demand the body cam footage, So I mean, not the body cam. They got cameras all over the station, and they tased that young brother to death in the station. And Sheriff Wrongright, we call him Wrongright. He called himself Right, but he was wrong. He's like, well, if there's any evidence, I'm going to bring it up. Well, he never did. So by going down to city council and stuff, just happened to talk to the right brother down there. And he said, well, I could call the Department of Justice. I'm like, well, that's the brother to do it. So he called the Department of Justice on the sheriff, and the sheriff got served, and he got removed right along with the mayor and the sheriff up out of there. And the sheriff talking about his hands is tied. Man, your hands is handcuffed. Hands should have been handcuffed, not tied, handcuffed. But anyway, made a difference on that one, But even then, it's like, yo, we're making a difference. Don't mess it up. People want to mess things up because they want that. I don't know. It's like, what's more important, getting it done or your 15 minutes of ego, which they say the 15 minutes of fame or shame. You want the 5 minutes of shame and ego, or do you want justice? So we got justice. I forgot what do you call that paper. You know what they call that paper, right? The one that you fill out to get body cam footage, and if they got cameras in there.
For you.
The what?
For you.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you get the paperwork all filled out and demanded. So
Freedom of
yeah.
Information.
Freedom of Information Act. That's the one. Yep. Freedom of Information Act. I was like, man, I learned something from that experience. Like I said, I've been to Nineveh, I've been to Nineveh. And from that experience down in Nineveh, oh yeah. Oh man, it was just so much going on. It's like soon as you start driving back home, here come another one, because right behind that, the sister, like I say, names just ain't popping in my head right now. But sister Spartanburg, she was shot by her neighbor, and the neighbor, he was like a white dude. He shoot a sister, and she got like 11 kids, and 6 of them was in the house with her at the time. He claimed that he was target practicing. Well, I got to go back to the beginning. First, he say he was out in the backyard. He target practicing, and she's like, "I got kids in the house right next door." You would think that, hey, if you want target practice, go out in the woods. There's plenty of woods in the Carolinas. But no, he gonna target practice in the backyard with her having kids, and she says something to him, say, "Hey, look, that's scaring my kids, and so she called the sheriff, and the sheriff's like, well, he's the one that said his hands was tied. I'm talking about his hands were tied. He gone now. He gone now. But he talking about his hands is tied. So then the next time around, the guy, he claimed that he was drinking and shooting, which, that should be a felony if it ain't. So they gave him manslaughter, and then when we showed up at the city council and talked to the mayor, they bumped it up to first-degree murder, and then they shipped him to a whole nother county, just get him out of harm's way. But did they ship the brother to another county? No, they tased him to death. So I'm just saying, it was just one thing after another. Golly. And I seen the sister's family in there, and they got tears in their eyes, So I'm like, hey, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling like, justice need to be got, So it's like, not my will, but him who sent me, So, it's like, hey, Father sent us, God Almighty sent us. Ain't no man sent us. We wasn't paid by nobody. We went broke doing that. I mean, damn. Nah, broke doing that. Ain't no damn near broke. Broke doing that to the point where my bank account was in the red, and I'm calling people left and right. Hey, can you cash out me $20? And first thing is, oh, when I'm gonna get it back? Come on, man. When I'm gonna get it back? As soon as I get it. As soon as I get it. And then as soon as I get it, I give all this money back. What I'm doing? Oh, now the bills come through, and then I'm in the red again, for the people. So all I ask is, they appreciate us, love us for it, But hey, you can't demand love, you can't demand appreciation, you can't demand a couch for the night. Only thing you can do is pull over in that rest stop, pull over in that rest stop in a well-lit area, because you in a sundown state, sundown town. So, you in a well-lit area, trying to get some sleep, and says, I want somebody to say, here, use my shower. No, you got a rag and you got a washcloth and you got a towel and, you got a bar of soap, and now you trying to take a bird bath in the sink.
There's no such thing as a sundown town to an armed American.
Well, I'm just saying, I didn't want to wake up. I want to park right where it's well lit and a whole lot of people coming through.
There is no such thing as a sundown town to an armed American, regardless of what color you are.
Oh yeah, no, it's true, but you gotta go sleep. you know, yeah, that's what.
Nobody sleeps in sundown town. But
Hey,
I will pass through a sundown town in the middle of the night. Somebody want to commit self deletion? That's on them.
I'll tell you like this. It took me 7 hours to drive where we had to go, and then after driving 7 hours, up all day. I mean, started driving like at midnight because I say it's cooler at night to drive at night. Less problems and everything. So then we get there is like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you got to stay up all day long. And now I'm watching the sun go down, and now it's now we going over to a little spot where we can all eat and everything. And get some chicken wings and whatever. And now it's about 8 o'clock at night, and now it's like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I gotta pull over. I gotta pull over because I'm like, I'm seeing double lines on the road. I'm shaking my head, a little rolling windows down and stuff. I was like, yo, I gotta pull over. I gotta pull over. I said, but I'm not gonna pull over just anywhere. I said, at least in a what you call a rest stop. I see rest stop. We got lots of people coming through. Even got the police coming through, but they'll get you too. Like we were talking about the other day. The police gangs. That allow the Confederate flag to wave over the highway. It was a Confederate big one, Confederate flag over the highway, and I'm passing that, and I'm like, how come ain't nobody shot a flamethrower at that joint? you know. But either way, I put a couple of shirts up in the window so you can't see me, and I say I'm nodded out for a little while, and sleeping like one eye open, very light sleeper, And what's ticking me off was people kept on parking next to me and playing with their dogs and stuff. And I roll the window down and say, "Hey, come on, man! I need some sleep. Play with your dog over there. And I know it's a free country. You can play with your dog wherever you want, but right now it's imperative I get some rest." So I mean, like 3 hours back on the road. Shoot, I said, let me get out of that state and get somewhere where I'm a little more familiar, but there ain't no familiar. Be honest, ain't no familiar till you get home. You know. So you get home, you wore out. And then look up and say, "Oh, I got," like when you go through the tolls that you didn't know was there, and you're supposed to have an easy pass to pay it because you ain't no toll booth. And went through 3 tolls, and you get home, you get a letter in the mail. "Oh, you owe us $100." I'm just saying, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying the people need to know that when we do stuff like that, they should, and they ain't got to help, but just give a damn. That's all. Care. Be appreciative. It's like somebody. I, I sent out actually I sent out a little message earlier. It's like actually I actually did send this to somebody. Say it's like Mike Tyson's corner man betting against him. How the hell you think that make Mike Tyson feel? He know he gonna knock this dude out, but his corner man betting against him, and he the greatest of all time. I'm talking about I'm not talking about Jake Paul. I'm talking about the young Mike Tyson, the furious Mike Tyson, the one that like every punch he's trying to hurt you, you know. And Dundee didn't bet against Ali, you know. Actually, I do have that clip too. I think I play that, but not right now. I got that clip too. Down goes Foreman, and rest in power, George Foreman. But yes, that's how I feel. It's like you got champions coming, and like you say, ain't no sundown town. We ready. Like Adam Clayton Powell said on that thing that I'm gonna use the outro. He say he said when you got to St. Louis, Missouri, He said the chief of police was right there to meet me at the train. And he said, and there was 25 Black Panthers there, and they were all heavily armed. And he said, what you're doing is illegal. He said, oh, yeah? He said, well, we're tired of our black and white leaders, Jackie, Bobby, and Martin being killed. We're going to protect this man right here. He said, and if you arrest one, somebody's going to die because we are prepared to kill. He said they did not arrest not one of them. And I love what he said. Black power means dignity. And we don't want any more than you have, and we won't accept any less than you have, with dignity and integrity. That we'll march side by side with you or through you. I really kind of stopped right there. He gets me with that. We'll march side by side with you or through you. That's why they kicked Adam Clayton Powell out of his government seat, because of that speech. You remember that one?
No, I don't remember that. Was probably before my time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, let me play that for you and the people that didn't hear it, because it's actually on my outro. But I'm gonna just play it right now. Hold on 1 second, and we'll come right back.
Sharing body camera video of
Disclaimer. Disclaimer is this is my music. I own the rights to the music. It's my band playing, but I don't own the rights to the clips of Adam Clayton Powell and the other black leaders at that time. All right, so I'm gonna play it.
I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. Had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. The chief policeman at the airport when I arrived, they were there, right there at the steps. He said he was violating the law. Yeah, we're violating the law. He said, we're tired of our white and black leaders, Jackie and Martin and Bobby being killed. We're going to protect this man right here. They didn't arrest one of them. Because they said if you arrest one, then somebody's going to die. Because we are ready to kill. Black power means black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby. It's pretty. I always say to my brothers and say, they didn't worry about the white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race. That's it. That'll do. Black power means dignity. Means we're gonna walk side by side with you, or through you. We're gonna be with dignity and integrity. We don't want any more than you have, and we're not gonna accept any less than you have. That's my enough.
Progress is being made. If you take a knife and my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's below me. And they haven't even begun to pull a knife out, much less trying to heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
I still gotta do this.
All right, all right. I'm black. I'm back. And like the black man is back. Black man, you damn right. And look at black man. It's like, yo, we Cape Crusader out here fighting to keep the community free. And what they want to just label us the bad guy, label me the extremist because I might knock some heads to keep our people from getting their heads knocked. And just like the Batman in the movies, whereas after he done finished fighting crime, now he got to run from the police, because he done knocked some heads. Now he got to run from the police. I told somebody earlier, I say I'm the night patrol. He said night patrol. He said, well, who paying you? Nobody. God Almighty is paying me. And it's like I can't even put a fan on. It messes up the broadcast, the audio. It's like it picks up all the fan noise. So basically, I got to sit here in the hot sun to make sure our people get the message, not the mess. So yeah, sometimes it's like, man, you get like Yeshua said in the Garden of Yosemite, said, Father, I don't know if I want to drink from that cup. Say, can you, you take this cup out of my hands, because I don't even want to do it, So he's like, but not my will be done, but your will be done, So if I get the message that, hey, say the order still stands, Say I take my orders from God, not man, the order still stands, So all I can give our people is suggestions, not orders, not demands, no bullying our people, And then when somebody does bully our people, I go ballistic, crash out on them for that, Don't bully our people, So actually, I found a new way to crash out now. We're going to get some lawyers on them, Yeah. And our people should remember that. Say, hey, they want to go through all this abuse. Then they should say, hey, defamation of character. So somebody going to get sued, That make people calm down too. You're like, yeah, they want me to crash out. Say, yeah, bring the tasers, bring the baseball bats, bring the 9s, bring the 45s, load up the shotgun and head on down here. We'll have SWAT waiting on you at the corner because you're going to be out of the way. So nah, we ain't going out like no sucker no more. I'm doing this the smart way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but if anybody been around me and say, "Oh, he ain't gonna do it the smart way," that's because I ain't wise up till just now, or I ain't changed my mind till yesterday. It wasn't until the construction people, and that's the true story. Memoirs of a Black Panther. I ain't gonna tell y'all too much, but I'll tell you just enough. I think the construction people are causing me a problem, and if they are, we gonna find out, did they cause me a problem? And if they did, they got enough money to, you gonna come over here and build me a new one, or you gonna give me one of y'all's, or we gonna settle out of court. We can go right to the bank right now, say how much we need. Shoot, I'm thinking like $500,000, because then I can buy an apartment building for the people, It's like, yeah, say, you good. That's what God telling me. Like when the dude stole my bike, right? I was like, oh, man, dude stole my bike. That was like insult, I say he bruised my ego, You say now I got to get on the regular bike and ride around. And say I'm riding around on the regular bike and I'm getting back to my beast mode. Say I'm riding up mountains and stuff. I'm going beast mode, And then I get back and I say, maybe I'm a little tired. Don't want to go beast mode. So let me jump on the trike, right? I jump on the trike. That's when it dawned on me. Say, hold on, man. You got a trike, you got a regular bike, and you got just ordered another one. and that was to replace the other one. So when I see this really frail dude on my, well, he wasn't on it because I would have probably just knocked him straight off of it. But I see my bike and I caught him too, you know, and I was like, I rode up on him and it was like, yo, that's mine. You know, and so now I'm just looking for you to give me a hard time. Give me a little bit of lip. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? The police going to come by here and lock you up for assault. You know, I had to think about that. I said, I got my thing back. You know, I got my thing back. And basically, I done terrorized the hell out of them. So I'm my ego intact. I said, but the code of a Bushido, life is just kicking his behind. That's what I saw. I look. He even asked me. He said, "It's gonna be." He lying. Talking about why would I steal your bike? I said, I can look at you and tell you're a straight junkie. You know, that's why you stole my bike. Probably buy more drugs. You know. I said, you probably couldn't sell it because everybody around here know who bike it is and they know what I'm gonna do if I catch them. You know, especially catch them when they talking that junk shoe. But anyway. So I count. That's what I'm saying. There's a message to this, which is, God bless you with abundance. So you really ain't got to sweat it. Now it's time to give back. You know, give back to the ones that do. You know, the ones that you can. You can't help it. You can't help everybody, but you know, you might be able to help a handful. Might be able to help a few. You know. It's like I stick on my channel that I'm doing the live on now because I got all my people over here. I said, but on the other channel, I got 7 loyal over there. I mean, loyal 7, you know, so I ain't gonna leave them behind, even if it's just 7. Hey, you still there, brother? Powerful.
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought for a minute there. I was like, goodness gracious. Um, the 7, the 7. Now back. I got it. When the angels, they say angels, but they obviously was men when they went and talked to Lot, and they was talking about destroying Sodom and Gomorrah, you know. And they say, and Lot, he said he debating with them, he bartering, you know. He like, yo, well, how about if I can find 10? If I can find 10, will you spare them? If I can find 10, he said, yeah. If you can find 10, I'll spare them. He had to think about it. He said, man, that's a wicked spot. You know, that's a very wicked spot. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find 10 down there. So now it's down to the 7 that I'm talking about. Say, so would I delete that channel? Or would I just keep it up for the 7? You know? So, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to keep it up for the 7. So they said, well, what if we can't find 7? How about 3? Will you spare Sodom and Gomorrah if we can find 3 righteous down there? You know? So yeah, we'll spare Sodom and Gomorrah if you can find 3. You know? So he's like, how about 1? Yeah, he was bartering his ass off. How about 1? So I'm just saying, for the 1, I'm gonna stick around. You know, I'm gonna stick around till God tell me, you know, that you relieved of that post. Actually, what God told me in my spirit, because I ain't asked. You know, if I asked, maybe He'd say something else. But in my spirit, He put in my spirit, you don't have to follow the crowd to do this, you know. Say Martin didn't. I mean, not Martin, because you know, I ain't gonna go there. We're gonna have a whole episode about him, you know. But Malcolm X, you know, shoot, it's like, yo, Malcolm didn't need no crowd, you know. He's kicked out, you know. He was kicked out, you know what I mean? And say, hey, we even say in the word, say they're gonna hate you because they hated me. They're gonna lie on you because they lied on me. And Yeshua wasn't down there in Beverly Hills, you know. He was over there with the thieves and the gangsters, you know. He was over there with the gangsters, you know. He say somebody who already healed don't need medicine. Yeah, the people over here sick, they need medicine, you know. And what he saw, what was it, Peter? Yeah, he saw Peter sitting over there with the scribes and the Pharisees, you know. He's like, how you gonna be over there with them? He's like, man, how are you gonna be over there with them, you mean? You know? Shoot. Man. So that's what's up, you know. I'm gonna stick around for the I'm gonna stick around for the 45 that might be on here, you know. I ain't took no head count. I'm gonna stick around for the 17 that might be on here, you know. And then I'm gonna take this broadcast, I'm gonna record it, and I'm going back over there with a 7 at. But anyway, any closing? Ain't really closing just yet. But any thoughts on that? Well, not on that. Anything that I missed? That's what I always ask God. I say, what is it that I'm missing here? You know, what do you want me to know? Instead of me asking about, should I do this or should I do that? It's like, what do you want me to do? You might not want me to do none of that. You might have a whole different ball game. So what should anything for any medicine for the people?
You know, I'm at the opposite end of the spectrum that you are.
That
You know how I
sounds.
feel about it.
I'm on a bad device. It must be your headphone or something. You like?
I say, you know, I'm at the opposite end of the spectrum than what you are. You know, I didn't try it, so you
I,
know where my stance at. Like, I'm just watching over my tribe, bro.
oh yeah. I heard that. But it was coming through like somebody aiming something at me to distort it. Can you say it now? I think they stopped. When I said that, they stopped.
I say, you know, my stance is totally opposite of what yours is. I tried, and when I tried, I was denied. So I saved who wanted to be saved, you know, and talked to who wanted to listen. And now I just sit back and protect my family, bro.
I was denied too. I guess maybe I'm arrogant. It's like you tell me I can't have something, I'm gonna. I ain't gonna take it, but damn near. You know,
You tell me no, I say okay, and I never ask again.
you tell me no, man. They told me. I've had no told to me, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Not from God though. Not from God. God. Well, I ain't talking about God. I'm talking about like take off from work, right? I call in to take off from work, and they be like, man, we need all hands on deck. And I said,
Yeah, you
well,
know, you can't compare that to dealing with people.
of course. Well, I'm talking about my pit bull mentality. It's like if I said I'm gonna be off, I'm gonna be off.
Yeah, but that's not the same as what I'm talking about. If I need
Right.
an off day, I'll take an off day. If I want a certain vehicle and I said to go to get it, I'll go get it. What I'm talking about is strictly dealing with these unreceptive people.
Yeah. Well, I got that big time. I was talking to a crowd of people and they all shot me down. And I was like, I ain't talking to none of them no more. And then 4 people came to me afterwards and said, we heard you, you know? So we heard you loud and clear, you know?
Mm,
And I said, well, I'll be back for y'all, you know? Yeah.
dig that.
I'll tell you what it was. Memoirs of a Black Panther. Shoot, let's go there. Because people be not getting it sometime. I was oh gosh, it's too long of a story. I'm gonna start in the middle. I usually start at the beginning. But I was in a spot I didn't want to be in, talking to a bunch of people I didn't want to talk to. And then I said, let me reference the Bible, and somebody was like, not up in here. You don't be doing no, we don't do that. And I was like, I said, guess what? It's in my head good enough not to have to pick it up, and I'll still give it to you. And I put in my own words, you know. And what it was is the thing where it say a person can't basically, I put in my own words. Person can't pray to a piece of wood because that piece of wood is just a piece of wood. You know what I mean? Yeah, it ain't got no feelings. It ain't gonna help you. It ain't gonna hurt you. It's just a piece of wood. You know. So I'm like, so I'm going to the source, the one that grew the tree that you took the wood out of. Anyway, I'm gonna drop it at that because I'm trying to skate around it because the story too long and too personal. So I'm just skating around it at this point and get back to the mission at hand. Like I say, if there's four, hey, I got to rock for the four. You know, yeah. If it's seven, I got to rock with the seven. And I see, like right now, I could be on here talking to an empty screen. You know, yep. But me and Shabaka, we teaming up. You know, sometimes we got a full house, sometimes we got one. And like Solomon and Gomorrah, if there's one, will I stay there? Yeah, I'll stay there. I'm there for the one. You know, even got brother Shaka Sankofa was on a little while ago. I let him know. Shoot, sometimes I'll be thinking about doing my broadcast, and I see his, and I'm like, shoot, I'm just gonna sit back and watch his. You know, because he giving the facts, he giving some good stuff. A lot of time I just come on to be entertaining. I was like, man, shoot, I got music for days. I might come on and just say something about something like Rodney Hinton, Ryan Hinton, or whatever's happening at the time, and then just hey, right back to the music. You know what I mean? So this is probably the most I talked in a long time. I'm looking for this cut. I couldn't find it. I don't know what happened to it. Might still play that Ali Foreman. Got Ali Foreman and shoot, Ali laying on the ropes, and just taking taking off. Man, that's a metaphor in itself. Ali laying on the ropes for the people because he got the message out. You know, I seen Ali when he said they, you know, he was talking history. Say they took they cut black folks' privates off, and even my bass player, he made a hell of a video with one of our songs, and it showed how they cut the hands off, they cut the feet off, and they cut the genitalia off. I think they beheaded him too, you know. And I was like, and that got him shut down off of YouTube. But that was a hell of a video. Huh? So Ali was talking about it. He was saying the same thing, you know. So, you know, so he laid on the ropes and took the abuse so he could get the word out, you know. That's why he said, ain't no Viet Cong ever called me no Negro, you know. Yeah, well, you know, worse than Negro. What, you know, what they call our people. So yeah, I'm like, man, been too many times when you know, God tests you, you know, and say, here it is. I'm riding down the street, and then I see, in this case, it was a white woman, and she was being just like 607 Unc. When he was getting jumped on by 4 Extra on that whack 20, I mean on that, I was gonna say that whack station on that whack broadcast, you know, he getting jumped on, you know, so, and ain't nobody stand up and say nothing, you know what I mean, because they outnumbered. So I'm like, here it is. I see about 10 people, all and, you know, say here's 10 brothers that could have intervened, but they got scared because dude was big, he was huge. And he was on her like that type of situation, hostile in a mug, you know. And that was a test for me and say, yo, you know, if that was a black woman, you would have turned around immediately, you know. So I mean, that's what I'm hearing in my spirit. Say, yo, justice is justice. I was on a bike, I turned that shit around, and I got off that joint. And I tell you what, anybody that ride a bike and got a kryptonite lock already know that kryptonite lock is Oh, man, I tell you what, I took that lock and banged it on the ground, and I just got on the case of everybody that was around there. It's like, what, none of y'all can say nothing? I said, yo, cease and desist this. And I ain't say it like that. I ain't say it like that. you know, but to me, it didn't matter. And then I seen a foreign dude in a dark park. I'm cutting through the park, I'm on my bike, right? I'm cutting through the park at night. It was at night. And I seen this foreign dude jumping on this sister about maybe she bumped his car or something, and and he wasn't expecting me. So I pulls up and I get off my bike and I said, "What's up?" And he said, she hit the car." I was like, "Where?" "I don't see no damage. I don't see nothing." Well, hit it where?" He said, "On the back." "What'd she do? Tap your bumper?" I said, "So you gonna go off on a sister out here in the dark at night, huh? Thinking wasn't nobody gonna come through." So, "Well, I'm here now." I said, "What you're supposed to do is exchange information if you want to get the insurance involved, or do you really want to get me involved?" And he was like, "Well, it ain't that much damage. I think I'll leave. I wonder what would have happened if I wasn't there." Shoot, justice is blind. You know what I mean? I hear some cat or maybe a fox in the woods. I told you about that. Hear a fox in the woods. The story ain't gonna change because the truth always gonna be the same. It was around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd say I can't tell if that's a fox, a cat, or a kid screaming. Could be a woman screaming. So, do you really want to go to sleep? And I say, that's out in the woods. Ain't nobody gonna find out, even if it was, and nobody gonna know. Man, I was like, man, I'm putting my uniform on because I said, if I'm going out in the RBG, So they gonna cover me with the RBG. Or they probably never find me because it's in the middle of the woods at night. I was like, man, I'm locked and loaded. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, ain't no sundown town when you locked and loaded. And I got one in both hands. So I'm just saying, I went out there and checked it out. I ain't going to go into the details about placing them lasers on the trees as a decoy. But I did. I placed the lasers on the trees and had them like you would think that was a laser coming, looking through the trees. But that was actually the laser pointer looking through the trees. And I'm doubling around, you know. But I ain't see nothing, I'm thinking I've seen since then I've seen like videos of cats making the same noise. Foxes sound like that too. It was probably a fox. But do you want to go to sleep not knowing? I can't do it. I don't know about other people. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I ain't no hero thing. It's just conviction of spirit, conviction of spirit. So do you really want, do our people really want to keep on pulling out the camera while the next Derek Chauvin, chauvinist got his knee on, let's just say if George Floyd was working at McDonald's, and he was clean. He wasn't passing no bad bills. He wasn't under influence, no drugs. You know what I'm saying? He just somebody working at McDonald's on his way to work. Now here it is. Derek Chauvin got his knee on his neck, and they say that was out of jealousy because George Floyd was seeing a woman that knew both of them. You know what I mean? I guess he was like, how dare you mess around with a white woman? And that's off code anyway, but still. The next dude might be have a black family at home. You know what I mean? It might be somebody that we done talked to. He got his family at home. And it's like, so you're going to sit there and film my brother getting killed? Yeah, now I got a problem with that. A big problem with that. I mean, look, they had them surrounded, What if everybody took their phones and started throwing it at them, I was looking at all kind of strategic things that could have got done. I mean, come on. That Chinese dude that was standing in front of the crowd, he only one dude. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that bad. He ain't Bruce Lee. You know what I mean? I bet you if that crowd had rushed him, he'd have ran. He'd have ran. So I'm glad they all behind bars, But I got that clip. I play it sometime. well, and then sometime it get to me, so I just stop. You know, I stopped when he was on the gurney. I just said, man, let me turn this off. You know, because I'm looking at all them people standing around doing nothing. You know, I mean, because they always got to paint the narrative, say, "Oh, well, he was passing bad bills, or he was on drugs." And well, what about the one that got lynched in Albany, New York, recently? Got lynched, you know, and they tried to say it was suicide. Oh, man, give me a break with that. But yeah, it's about time to roll up out of here. Look like I got about 8 minutes. 8 minutes. So close the call. I mean, last call for the freedom, y'all. Anything? Last call on that though. I know I'm on a rant over here. I'm gonna stop.
Nothing much, man. Just be situationally aware. That's about it for me.
Yeah. What about the water and the gas mask and the
I
non-perishable?
I stopped preaching that because after 15 to 22 years of preaching that, nobody is listening, man.
Yeah. What they don't listen now because they talking about the electric grid might just go down. And I'm like, man, I ain't as prepared as I want it to be, you
And
know?
if the electric grid go down, the same people who ain't listening will be the same people that come and try to take your stuff, the ones that look just like me and you.
Yeah. I'm stocked up on beans and non-perishable canned food and even got MRI, the what do you call it, with the military dude, the MRE, MRI, whatever, I don't know. Got that too, ready to eat,
Yeah,
ready to eat.
meals ready to eat, MRE.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got them and some more stuff, got water stocked up. But I'm like, man, where's the solar generator I've been talking about? I was like, that joint costs about
Shit.
$1,000. That's what's up. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I finish paying my bills, I'm like $5,000. I ain't got it. You know, I
Yeah.
ain't honestly, I ain't got it. You know. And right now, it's truly, this is truly from the heart because I keep doing it, and I don't, shout out to the V40. Is the only one. Well, he ain't the last one. I hope, but he threw up stars. I was like, wow, first time I got some stars. But maybe I can buy coffee. So the Cash App, just in case anybody out there want to contribute to some coffee, is $black Ophanim, #1, because I'm the only one. I don't think anybody want this spot. They don't want the heat. They don't want the pressure. Yeah, they be like, what? That's Black Ophanim? Yeah, I am. I don't mind. Yeah, that's me. Shoot. I'm like, here, I'm right here. I'm right here. When I'm hitting the trenches and stuff, yeah. I tell you what, when I hit the trenches at night, ain't no phone on, ain't no live on. It's just getting it on to the break of dawn. I saw a cop following me. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. He just following me. And I pull over and I said, I was wondering when you gonna go past me. He said, well, and he's like, anyway, he ain't really say too much. He said, well, this is a real narrow street. Well, you can ride on the sidewalk if you want to. I asked him, I said, is that a lawful order you giving me? He looked at me like, damn. He said, no, I'm just giving you a suggestion. I said, well, maybe I will and maybe I won't. I said, as a matter of fact, I don't want to. I kept on riding. So I'm just saying, I'm out there in it. I'm out there in it. Shoot, too much sometimes. So yeah, I think we got to get for myself. Oh shoot, I got a lot of little solar chargers, but we need something that's gonna keep the fridge on. Something that you might be able to hook a hot plate up to, and I got a lot of water and them what do you call it? Like not oodles and noodles, but it's same concept. You got to put water in the noodles and mix it up and warm it up, and you're good to go. I got a lot of that, so I'm ready. I'm readier than most. I will put it like that. But I'm not gonna go out here. I'm not gonna run out of food and then run out of faith. And say, oh, now I gotta go take somebody's stuff. Nah, I don't take nobody's nothing. So yeah, $ Black Ophanim #1. Maybe I can get me a cup of coffee, and maybe I can't. Maybe I'll just keep on looking out for the 4 and the 7. What is it? 3, 6, and 9. I'm gonna keep on looking out for the 3, the 6, and the 9. Yeah. I don't mean the 9 that go click clack. I ain't talking about that 9. I'm talking about the 9, like I tell you about my young brothers that follow me. That 9. Or that 14 actually. So it's like, yo, now that he's out of the way, maybe y'all can be influenced to do a criminal enterprise instead of like the one young guy. He got himself a good job, he got a car, his old lady had a baby, and it's like, I told him, you can't do a roundhouse with your pants hanging down. So it's, hey, get a belt. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, they all musicians, right? They like in the rap and stuff like that. I said, it's just marching ain't number 4/4. Left 2 3 4, left 2 3 4, left 2 3 4. For the people that know music, they know what I'm talking about. Music is 4/4. Yeah. So hey, this has been a blast for real. It's like, shoot, we didn't go too long, but went real strong. That's better than just out here twiddling our thumbs and just saying nothing. Shoot. Yeah. Well, hey, appreciate you, for giving the word to somebody who's going to keep on giving it out. That was the mission right there. It's like, shoot, Father know what hey, the Lord know what he's doing. He's like, if I tell Aunt Hazel what's going on in the neighborhood, oh, it's gonna spread like wildfire. You know what I mean? If I call home and say, "Yo, Auntie, guess what's happening down there?" and then one of my uncles will be calling me, say, "What's going on?" And then one of my cousins will be calling me, "Do I need to lock and load?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man." Shoot. So you ain't said nothing but a word, cuz. Yeah, well, appreciate you, cuz. Power to the tribe. And y'all take care of y'all tribes out there, right?
Indeed.
Indeed. All right. Black power to the tribe. And hopefully, Lord willing, we'll be with Shabaka for Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced next Tuesday at 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. Pacific. And I'll be black here for the Black Revolutionary Block Party on Saturday. I say block party because I like to party up in here. Today was really this wasn't a block party day. This was not the block party day, because block party day, that people know I be playing music from the time I start to the time I end. So I'll go ahead and hit the outro. And yeah, been good, brother. I appreciate you. And power to your tribe. Holla.
Likewise, power to your tribe.
All right, brother. Black power. Oh, where's the outro? Wait a minute. Hold on. The outro didn't come on. I'm going to have to do it manually. There we go. Man, where's my outro? Hold up. Okay, well, that give me a chance to do this. Since my outro didn't come on, the one I wanted, so I ain't going to give you the one I wanted. I'm going to give y'all the one I like. I waited to the end to do it, just in case you don't like it. There you go. bit to Sly. So we take it to the top, y'all. One more time. I'm gonna leave the keyboard alone this time. This for all the dudes and dudettes out there. For all the guys and goddesses out there. But remember, there's only one. Only one, baby. Like the black Ophanim lion. Number one. You want me to stay around today. To be available for you to say. I'm about to go and you know I'm gonna stay here. Gotta be me, yeah. I gotta give y'all an encore because the band is tight, tighter than tight. So this is yours truly and the band, the Earth Sky Band.